beautiful mama. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Nettie. I'm a wifey, mama of 6, mama mentor, life coach, and a woman of faith. I'm known for helping women, especially moms, worry less and trust more. This show is for every mom who has ever spent time crying on the bathroom floor, not knowing if they could make it one more day. If you're ready to feel empowered, positive, and peaceful, keep listening. Get ready to live a life where you worry less and trust more. Hello. It's been a while since I did a podcast, but that's okay. Today I wanted to talk about something that I learned called the Wilderness Toolkit. I just learned this. Well, I think I might have heard some of this before, but I really took note of all of these. There's 5 tools that I took note of this weekend, because this weekend was one of those weekends that I would consider like a bad day. A bad day. All the tools that I already know, everything, like my brain was so foggy. I was so tired and exhausted physically, emotionally, plus hormones kicking in, for 3rd trimester. So I had been pushing myself a lot these last few days, and actually like the past few weeks have been kind of intense. So I hadn't really rested. I haven't been sleeping well at night. So I don't know about you, but whenever I overexhaust myself, right? Like, it makes it so much harder to process things or to think or even pull into my toolkit of what I can do to get out of, to not let my emotions take over and not react or respond. Where I end up just reacting without really thinking about what I'm going to do or what I'm going to say. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is just kind of share my story really quickly. So on Saturday, I had already sat down for a little bit. I was resting my little girl because I was hot. We had been outside planting and watering the plants and stuff, but it was really, really, really hot outside. For me, it felt really hot. So about midday, I was just tired, and she was really cranky and fussy, probably for the same reason. She had been outside and she had gotten hot and stuff, and she needed a nap. So I sat there for a little bit and was like, I'm just gonna rest. But that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough to get me out of my funky mood, right? I had so many things. I call it I had all these mental tabs open in my head, thinking about all the things that I had to do or wanted to do or didn't do, or just my mind was just racing with all kinds of things, and I couldn't shut it off. So what happened was that led to feeling super annoyed over some things and saying things to my family that were snappy, rude, just critical, I was just nitpicking at stuff, right? And I was just letting that build up without tackling the main reason. So it just kind of built up over the day. And I got so frustrated that I even I even cut my hair, impulsively. My baby had put her in the bath for a little bit, and I just chopped my hair. And then I picture my dramatic thing when my family was looking at me oh my gosh, mommy, cut your hair and stuff. And then my husband came home because he wasn't even home at the time. And then he's just looking at me, and I'm all drama, announcing to my family that it was the only thing that I felt like I had control over, so that's why I did it. And they're my husband even said, you have control over your emotions. But I go, no, I don't right now, and that's why I cut it, all dramatic. And I could just feel it, everything was getting on my nerves. Everything was bugging me, I just wanted to chop somebody's head off, just go off on them, right? So I ended up leaving my home. I went to get I wanted a chai latte. So I took all my little negative vibes with me, all my grumpiness with me, and I went to order a chai latte. And I didn't even realize until I got home that they had given me the matcha tea. So then I was even more crabby, like being childish. But at that moment, like, this was a really big deal for me. Like, I just wanted to have my chai latte and relax, and I got the wrong thing. But that just goes to show, what I was sowing out there was I was probably grumpy. They can sense my vibes, That's what I got. I got the wrong item. So anyways, I still sat in my van when I got home and I drank it, even though I didn't like it. I just drank it. And I literally was like, really just sitting there whining to God and complaining about all the things and all my problems, what I felt were problems, what I felt were things that were out of my control. And there was no gratitude in my conversation. There was no nothing, like no praise, no gratitude. I was just stuck in this funky mood, grumbling, complaining, and whining to God. And so that didn't help. No surprise there that I stayed in the same mood. And I went in like trying to kind of like fake it. I went in faking it, I guess, like if I felt a little better. But I still felt like this build up, this frustration inside me. Anyways, so later that night, I'll tell you what did help. That's what we'll get to the toolkit here. Is that what did help is that I plugged into a coaching series called Recharge, and I listened to part 3. This is a coaching series inside Mom Master University, which is a faith-based university for moms that literally covers every area of life you can think of, and like anything you're going through, you can find a coaching in there, and it will help you. Like anything from your emotions to family to marriage, children, being a new mom, anxiety, depression, all the things, right? So I plugged into this series, and what I learned was about something called the Wilderness Toolkit. Because when you're in this dark, funky mood, it's like you're in the wilderness. Like Elijah's story, when he had just performed so many miracles, and then he's there like literally like it took a woman to tell him something, threaten him, and he was like, I want to die. Like, I just want to die. He was suicidal. He went from just performing all these miracles and being on a high to just crashing. Like, I just want to die. It doesn't happen to us. Like, I had done so much. Like, if I think about it, I was very productive. I had accomplished so much and tackled so many things. And then here I am just like, oh, this is my life. You know what I mean? Like, we get blinded to everything that we do, and it can happen just like that because we push ourselves so much. So this recharge spoke to me. I was like, I need to recharge. I need to get back to how I was feeling before, because this is not working. So I listened to the series, and I'm going to share the first 5 tools. There's 12 tools total, so I still got to listen to the other 2 calls to get all 12. But the first one is ask yourself, what's really going on here? For me, the answer was that I was physically and mentally exhausted. I was hungry, and I had some pregnancy hormones going on. So all those things were what was really going on, not the things I was physically picking on. Number 2 is plug back in. Connect back to God. Like, listen to faithful messages. Remember that God is our source. He provides our energy. He is our helper, our sustainer, and our anchor. Number 3, growth happens in the dark. So this was a moment, an opportunity for me to learn and grow spiritually, even though my flesh was fighting it, I needed to reconnect spiritually because I was just only seeing my physical circumstances. Go back. Number 4 is go back to your victory board and say, God did it then and he'll do it again. Like, think about times when he's been there for you, when he's pulled through, where he's helped you out. And ask yourself, when was that? Like, how did he help me? Remember when he did this? And like, it helps to have a victory board or just a victory log, a sheet, a book or something where you write down your wins for the day or for the week. So then you have something to go back to when your brain is just like nothing ever works out for me, or, we start to get into these negative spirals. We need to see something. And if you have a victory board, you can go straight to it and be like, yes, this is when he showed up in my life. This is when God was faithful, because he's always faithful. And number 5 is he did it for her and he'll do it for me. So instead of seeing other people's victories and saying, well, must be nice, look at them and say, hey, God has no respecter of persons. If he'll do it for this person, he'll do it for me. If it's something that's meant for me, it will happen. So you can see other people's wins and see God's faithfulness in that. So honestly, my flesh wanted to keep having a fit and a pity party, but my spirit knew that I had a resource available. My spirit knew what resource has helped me in the past, and that's plugging into a coaching series from Master University. And so I literally have access to help, to get help for everything I could possibly struggle with as a mom, a wife, and a woman. And in that moment, I was just so just covered by this dark cloud that pulling my Bible out wasn't the thing that I was going for, because like I said, I was acting in my flesh, not my spirit. But my spirit was working for me, right? It's connected to the Lord. So pressing play was the hardest thing for me to do in that moment, but it was exactly what I needed. And through the coaching series, I heard the word of God. I heard inspiration. I heard motivation. I heard teaching. I heard biblical truth. And that got me out. That's what helped me. So I just wanted to share these tools with you, because I'm like, everybody needs to hear this, because I know as moms, we struggle sometimes. We just get we're always busy doing something, for others, and it seems like it happens all of a sudden, but we don't take time to plug in during the week, or we don't take time to take breaks, or we think, because we don't want to stop. We start doing something, we don't want to stop doing the thing, we want to get it done. But we can rest. God provides the time. He multiplies our time and efforts. We don't have to get into this martyr mode or drill sergeant mom mode. We can actually slow down. Things will get done in their time. We don't have to push ourselves. And my brother even reminded me of this. It's okay to sit on your butt, Annette. It's okay to sit on your butt sometimes and rest. And I know this. In my head, I know this, but I wasn't practicing it, and I needed this reminder, and God gave it to me through this coaching. So, anyways, I wanted to share that with you all. I hope that you take some time to just sit and relax and enjoy and look at what your life you're living right now, because those are answered prayers already. There's prayers that we get answered all the time. And just step back and say, you know what, that can wait right now. I'm just going to rest, because my body is telling me I need to rest. So I'm so thankful for the grace and mercy of my family. Honestly, they don't hold a grudge with me. And, I used to feel super bad, for days. And then that would just rob me of more days of joy and more days of peace. But now I can receive the grace and mercy from God and my family without that guilt and condemnation that I used to feel. And I pray that for you as well, Mom. So I hope you have an amazing day. And if you want to find out how to plug into these coachings, let me know. And I'll share that information with you. Have a great day. Have a great week. And I love you guys so much. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. Sometimes it's hard to think of positive things to speak over yourself when you're anxious and overwhelmed. So I've done the work for you and created a printable download of 21 proclamations to speak over yourself. Just go to bit.ly/21 proclamations download to print yours out for free right now. The link is also in the show notes. So if no one has told you today, I'm telling you that you're more than just a mom, a wife, a daughter, a sister. You are worthy simply because you are uniquely you.